As doing this here because I'm talking about HIV. My doctor wanted me to write a book on HIV because I'm long-term positive over 33 years. And this is the book that he wanted me to write. It's about my whole life with HIV. And the, um, the title is Sex Addiction with the AIDS Epidemic. It's going to tell you everything that I've been through about the side effects, the type 2, about my muscles are really bad, osteoporosis, and it's going to tell you about me as a young boy. And I also started a fast food business at the same time of having uh, AIDS at that time. At the same time, it's a really nice book here. It tells you all about me. And, and I like to say, if you're HIV negative, that's great. So make sure you and your partner gets a test for HIV and STD test every 2 times per year. Make sure. And if you're HIV positive, well, you're in the same boat as me. But the key is, if you're positive for say 10 years, I don't see any cure of HIV in my eyes within the next 15 or 20 years. So eventually, you guys are going to become long-term positive. And this book tells you everything about it, about what I went through. You may not get the diseases that I went through, but be careful because you will be long-term positive. And I like to talk about the supplements that I take. Now, the supplements that I take, don't worry about it. You probably won't do the same supplements as me. What I do, I take, of course, a multi and alpha lipoic acid, 600 mgs that I take. It's really good. Do research on that supplement. B complex and vitamin C. I do 1,500 mgs per day. Vitamin D, I take because my vitamin D is low. It was only at a 10, so I do. It's a large dose, 8,000 of vitamin D and vitamin A. They work together. You need vitamin A at 10,000 IUs per day. And of course, vitamin K2, I take that because, again, my muscle loss. And then I take magnesium, and I take it at 400 milligrams per day. So if you ever get muscle cramps, magnesium will take them away. Don't worry about your doctor and doing a prescription drugs with more side effects. Take magnesium, it works. And selenium, I take it an extra at 200 mgs. I take Quino Q10. So if you're up there in age, over 40 years old, you should take Q10. I take 100 to 300 mgs per day. And you should also take yogurt, very important, and fiber as well. You can get fiber, of course, through beans or in the daytime, I take a bowl of Fiber One cereal. And my liver is fatty, so I do Thistolin, choline, and apple cider vinegar. And I take that in the pill form, because if you do it on the liquid form, it tastes absolutely disgusting. And then I also take, when I go to bed, I take a Valium or melatonin. I kind of switch them back and forth. And then protein. I love a company called Garden of Life. And I always get the chocolate one. It is the best shake you'll ever have in your life. It's called Garden of Life. And then L-creatine, and then L-glutamine. Now, if you've experienced muscle wasting, I suggest L-glutamine at 40 grams per day. You can split it up, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and 10,000. And cinnamon, I take that as well, because my sugar, I have type 2. I usually take between, I would say between 2 and 3,000 mgs per day. And also my cortisone level was way off, and I do take DHEA. I did that one there because I'm in a wheelchair, and I wanted to know what test didn't I do. So it dawned on me, I did a hormone test, and I checked out this site online. It's called Let's Get Checked. And I called them up, and they says, why don't you try your cortisone? And I sent the test in for, it only cost me $71, and it's really good. And my cortisol was extremely low. Mine was at a 6.9. It should be between a 7 and a 12. So I'm trying to maybe help me out with my muscle loss. I don't know if it's going to work. It was the cortisol. And then omega-3, I do take between 1,000 and 2,000 per day. And like I say, this book is a very nice book. When you flip through my book, every page you will find interesting. A lot of it is very sad about the doctors that really did me wrong, but I could tell you more about that real soon. My doctor, around 10 years ago, he claimed that my vitamin D was great, and it turned out it wasn't great. I was only at a 10. Where your vitamin D, to be safe, it should be between a 50 and a 70. Okay? Vitamin D goes up to 10 all the way up to 100. You want to get it up there high, between 50 and 70. And what happened to me is, like I say, this guy did me very, very bad. I got cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and also osteoporosis. And then the worst thing of all was the PML, that's caused by the JV virus in a person's brain, and that will kill a person, absolutely. You cannot live once you get that. I was luckily, they took me into to the room, and my doctor looked at me, and he didn't say much, and they didn't even take off my shoes or my pants, and I slept there that night. You know, and the nurse says he's not going to make it through this day. But around 4 a.m., the nurse gave me 3 brand new drugs plus a shot. It was called Fusion. And I woke up, you know, I could not talk. I couldn't talk for 1 year. And they did around 90 CAT scans of my brain. So you got to be very careful about HIV doctor. And you know, through my book, you know, it tells you what I've been through back in 1982, 84, 86. You know, how the song says, sometimes your clothes won't fit anymore. I went from a size M to a size large to a size extra large. You know, it just went up and up and up. And of course, when I was 40 years old, of course, I'm Caucasian. Obviously, my stomach went way out. It's called Crixie belly, and there's no treatment. So, that's all I got to say for now. I mean, my book is a very nice book to read, and it's $19.75. And I hope to see you guys and girls maybe in the near future. Take care of yourself. Bye.